Welcome back, and you're definitely watching Abled Differently. Bryan Mwambuki lost his sight in 2017. Later on, he became paralyzed and was diagnosed with a rare condition known as NMO. Right now, he has to be on treatment for the next 6 months to prevent permanent paralysis. This is his story.
Bryan had been prepared well in advance of what to expect from his colleagues and students and had to be brave. To his surprise, everyone seemed receptive and understanding.
During the rehab, we had been prepared and we had been told that the world out there is not kind. So as you go out, you must be very brave. So when I went there, I went to that school with bravery. There's some confidence that had been put in us during the rehabilitation process. But at the same time, when I went to TSC and they called the principal of the school, the principal prepared the teachers. So they were ready for me. So when I went there, the teachers received me very well. The reception was very good. So I had been allocated some classes. The challenge was with the students. I went to some class and the student just tells me, "Teacher, I have never even seen a blind man. So I don't even know how a blind man will teach me."
Bryan has had his fair share of challenges, some encounters with students taking advantage of his disability to be cheeky in class, but nothing that he could not handle.
In each and every class that I had been allocated, we put down the ground rules, how we are going to operate. I told them that one, it is not my wish to be the way that I am, and it would not be good for anyone to take advantage of my situation. So the students have understood me and they have understood what I stand for.
Family has played a very important role of supporting him through everything, and this, he says, keeps him going.
The family was very supportive, starting from my dad to our last born. They were very supportive, very, very supportive. They were just around me all the time. They were around me, reassuring me of their love, of their support. Whenever I wanted to go to hospital, they would always be there. Someone would always be there to take me to Kitale. When I want to go to MTRH, you would find someone, everybody wanting to take me. They were very supportive, and in fact, they are the ones who really built me up. And at that time, they are the ones who kept coming around me, helping me.
A life-changing experience occurred beginning of the year. Bryan could hardly understand what was happening to him.
I went out to bask in the sun, and I realized something strange. The right leg was feeling that the sun is too hot, I need to get back in the house, but the left leg was not feeling anything. I just ignored it, but I was scared, but I ignored it. When my wife came back in the evening, I told her that today something strange has happened. I want you to warm some water and massage my legs from the knee downwards. She boiled some water and tried to massage my legs. I got so much worried and things deteriorated very fast. By supper time, I couldn't move. But I could stand. Standing, I could stand but could not move. That is by supper time. By 9 p.m., the time I go to bed, it had crossed over to the other side, to the right side, the right leg also. Couldn't feel anything. So I was paralyzed.
His worst fear was the idea of being a burden to his family.
I started asking myself, what is this? I am already blind. Now if I become paralyzed, I will be now a burden to the society, because when you are paralyzed and blind, what is it you can do? Nothing. So I became psychologically disturbed. I called the deputy of the school, Mr. Nzioka, a very good man. The next day he came. He would literally carry me like a child, just carries me like this up to his vehicle, takes me to his car, drives me to hospital. And at that time, I had even urine incontinence. Urine incontinence means you just find yourself urinating. Usikii kikuja, unapata tu the clothes are wet. It was so embarrassing. Before my children, I'm urinating in my clothes. I cannot move.
Tests that had been carried out on him came back from India, and Bryan had neuromyelitis optica, a rare condition in which the immune system damages the spinal cord and the nerves of the eyes.
We were advised to go to a certain hospital here in Nairobi, in Parklands, and that is where I got treatment. They started treating me. They carried out a number of tests, and at first they thought I had multiple sclerosis, because when they did the MRI of the upper spine, it revealed that there was some problem. They thought it was multiple sclerosis, but they still took some samples, and those samples were sent to India. They said there's no laboratory in Kenya that would carry out such a test. So they took those samples and sent to India and told me to come back after 2 weeks, to come back for the results. So we went home. After discharge, we went home, took the medication that they had given me. But at that time, the spasms were still there. I was still feeling the pain. Then after the 2 weeks, we came back for the results. And unfortunately, the results showed that I have NMO, neuromyelitis optica.
Treatment of this condition depleted his insurance, and he had to turn to family, friends, and colleagues for financial support, but it still was not enough.
My cover is 800,000. So at that time, the insurance got depleted. Then that 800,000 got depleted. Then the remaining 400,000, the colleagues came in, chipped in, and contributed, plus the family. We paid for it. That was the first time.
Although Bryan keeps getting sudden relapses and attacks, doctors are recommending a 6 months continuous treatment, which will be complete therapy to get him back to normal.
The doctor still insists that I need 400,000 shillings every month for the next 6 months. So that is around 2.4 million shillings that is needed for me to be treated. And remember, the NMO that I have, they say it is relapsing. So that means even after treatment, it goes and comes back.
On several occasions, we had to put the interview on hold as he got an attack that he slowly tried to control. Bryan explains how he handles it when it comes while in a class session.
I've told them this one, it is something that just takes 2 minutes and I will not fall, so just relax. You know, I was told in this condition there are just 2 things. Avoid stress, avoid very cold conditions.
The geography and business studies teacher takes pride in producing the best performing class despite his challenges.
I had a Form 4 class last year, and that class emerged the best. In my subject, they were the best. So they know that even though our teacher is in this condition, he is still able to perform.
Bryan is in need of 400,000 Kenyan shillings every month for the next 6 months to restore his health.
With all this, I am appealing to any Kenyan or anyone else watching this program in Kenya or any part of the world to come to my assistance. My biggest fear is getting paralyzed and becoming a burden to the society. As I said earlier, I am already blind. I would wish to continue being productive and support my family. We have gone through a very rough time as a family, both at the time I lost sight and at this time when I became paralyzed from April. The colleagues have been there for me, the old boys have been there for me, the school administration have tried their best, and I'm appealing to others to come in, other organizations with the CSR. You can come in and support me, at least get this medication for the next 6 months. It is very important. I am unable to raise that amount. Kindly come in and assist, because I would wish to continue contributing positively to this nation. I appreciate that the times are very tough. With the COVID situation, things are tough. But kindly share this message with a friend and another friend and another friend, so that the little they have, they can spare and help me to get back on my feet and continue being productive. If you have information about organizations or maybe experts that can help me in this situation, I wouldn't mind you giving me a call on 0720 352 325.